Not right now. The world sees this.
Damn. Funny face for the world.
How you been?
Good. Weird day. But other than today, I'm doing great.
Do you have a drink job?
Yeah! No, I should get one of those. I asked Dan if I could bring anything and he said no. So I'm drinking whatever you have.
All the cocktail materials.
Oh, yeah.
And we got some those ginger ones.
Nice. Alright.
I find good drink usually hastens a weird or bad day.
Yeah. And there's Boris, so like that combo.
Piano wasn't
Everything is fine. Actually I take it back. Yeah. How have you been?
pretty good.
You go back yesterday, Tuesday?
Yesterday. Yeah. It's a nice trip in the woods. Places with no signal.
Oh, cool.
Saw a whale.
Yeah.
Only one?
Humpback whales. Couple of them.
Okay. Because it's weird to see only one.
Up close.
Yeah, it was very close. Saw him right by us.
So
You're like, no, you don't get it. Like,
it is so crazy.
like how close?
Maybe like 20 feet or something. I have it actually.
Oh, that's
Recording.
cool.
I can show you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
Also show me that.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Back whale, you said?
I'm pretty hungover today, and I didn't realize how. To like interacting with humans. I'm like, right.
No. Right. Just that was immediately clear.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Go over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I could do it on my own. I couldn't.
Wow.
So I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, I totally abandoned you.
No.
I'm glad you just
Oh, it looks so good.
Is that gonna be bright enough?
Yeah, when you're playing the video,
Isn't that what you want me to do?
no, I want you to play the stream.
Oh, from YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Cash video.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
In 10 seconds? Is it in
No.
Weird. I wonder what's gonna happen now.
Okay.
Oh, weird.
Another minute, guys.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
like...
maybe it's counting the minute is just like off the screen or something?
Yeah. I wonder what that is.
No, it's
then-
like not the same numbers at all.
Then when we play the actual thing, I'll just play it from the file because it'll be a lot higher
Sure.
quality.
Yeah.
We start doing some lights.
Should we get people to come over
Stream
here?
is off. Let's just
Yeah,
finalize this
you.
usage.
Yeah.
But I'll let them know in 5 minutes.
Hey, buddy. Hang out with me the entire night. I've been super moody today.
Yes!
This is great. This is a good match.
Boris, thank God you're being so excellent today.
Yeah, super
Perfect.
Like, I was gonna go with my coach works with us, Lukash.
Yeah.
And I left the apartment after that left it, and he screamed, like Boris screamed with his lungs, to the point where Lukash could hear him outside on the 9th floor. And Lukash could hear him, yeah. And so I like ran the two people that live in the penthouse, like they came down and the elevator opened and then Boris is screaming. They like scared the shit out of them. It scared me. I like ran back to the apartment and I was like, it's okay. And he was like, shit.
What?
Super
Why? You had a bad memory or something?
Yeah.
Oh, bad dream.
Yeah. Abandonment. Like usually I'll distract him and throw him. Except for shooting fight. I'll like distract him and like do the trick where you like throw the thing and then he goes and gets it and eats that. But I didn't do it because I was like just going for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not didn't do that.
Oh,
Yeah, which was like I could hear him like from the streets.
Boris! Waiting. Oh, Boris!
Oh, should I come up here?
Boris says I didn't get beer. Yes.
I know. I came back from rehearsal too. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be here drinking beer and not eat.
This digital music is just a fad. It's been on in a few years. Good thing I'm retired.
Wow. Oh, wow. I thought I haven't really seen anything does it.
But I've still got things to work on. I really want to get Emily to soft count up in the interior with the sculpture.
Everybody's like, there's a countdown.
Dan was Savage and I was Andrew Goodall. We recorded speech synthesis with Lee Harrison, interactive speech synthesis. She has her costume consists of grease and just lights taped to her body that are reactive to her synthetic voice. Yeah.
It's got a microphone on, but
Sure do. It's hot.
Will I see myself on the screen too?
No. You're live.
Am I live right now? Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. I don't know where to look. There's the camera.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, everybody. I did not prepare for this, but I'm excited. I know my mom is joining from Sweden right now, and it's probably 5 in the morning. So great to finally get to share this work with you all. It's been 2 years in the making, and I have yet to see it in its full form. I'm feeling really nervous and excited at the same time. A lot of people have worked really hard on this project, and and at this time I also feel like it's important to say the work in and of itself is exploring some serious things, and there's a lot of serious things going on in the world right now, and so I do want to acknowledge that this work was created on the stolen and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, and as we kind of maybe question our role as artists on these lands as we should, and how we can be part of a decolonization process and reconciliation. I also feel like it's important to acknowledge the other forms of colonization that is going on in the world, and right now what feels very present for me and for many people is in Palestine. So to maybe sit with that as settlers on these lands, what we can do to support and call for a ceasefire from our end here in Canada. So that feels very important to say, and I did not plan for this, but I hope that you will enjoy the film and that it will leave you with some thoughts. And we are going to do a Q&A here, I think, afterwards, so if anyone has any questions, we would love to share them with you. Does anyone else want to say anything? I'm not alone here.
You can put it in the chat, and we'll read out the chat and respond to it from there.
Thank you.
All right. See you in a sec.
Okay, so you're turning off the mic on your end, right? I can play this my own way.
All right. Well, that was Boris.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed Boris. Welcome to the Q&A slash behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Just a
sure.
little slice of creative process. We can talk about the long history of this work and all the trials that it's gone through. And we're going to talk for a bit, 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. If you can't hear me for whatever reason and you're like, why is this guy seeming to be talking but you can't hear me, throw it in the chat.
They won't hear me say
And if you can't throw it in the chat, go to the YouTube page and throw it in the chat.
Oh, great.
Okay, great. So I'm going to turn it
Do you want me
over.
to come sit on this desk?
Nah, stay comfy.
Okay.
I'm going to throw it over to Emma,
Yeah. Okay.
who's
Yeah.
going to tell you a bit about it.
Great. Yeah, this, I've also forgot to mention in the introduction that this project was funded by the Canada Council for the Arts. It was part of a Digital Now initiative, which is maybe a good segue into talking about this work. Ecdysis began in 2020 amidst the pandemic when Dr. Bob Pritchard and I got together and talked about, we had been collaborating for a while, and Bob said, we should build you a costume of sorts that will play with lighting or music somehow. Bob makes a lot of really cool interactive stuff as part of his research at UBC with the Taste Project. And so we went on this journey together with Leah Hamer and made this incredible cyborg costume, as you just witnessed. And throughout that process, this was in the depth of the pandemic, I was rehearsing out of my apartment, we were sharing ideas back and forth in different ways, and the piece kind of grew from there. A lot of things came out as I put this costume on, which has now developed into what I call my cyborg alter ego, and she is very much a part of me. And yeah, so that's where it all began. And then Philip came on board and started making some music for what became the first iteration of the work, which was a solo that was supposed to be presented as part of a solo dance festival in Sweden in November 2020, which also turned into a video presentation. And then from there, we made many different versions of this work. It's existed as more of a site-specific performance at Progress Lab through Tara Cheyenne Performance in October 2022. It was performed at Burning Man this year. And now this film, we started working on the film about 2 years ago, and it was kind of in this time thinking about how can this cyborg exist in different ways, and Dan and Lukash joined this eternal project of Ecdysis, which maybe it will never end. Maybe this is gonna be my lifelong project. But so in a way I feel the presentation of this film is kind of wrapping up a 3-year-long project in a way. At the moment there is no other presentations of any version of the work scheduled, but if you like what you saw and you want to hire us to do this, it exists. Yeah.
So we have a question from Phil Byrne, house favorite professor Phil Byrne. If you want to jump in on this one as well.
All right.
The question is, did you have Cronenberg's The Fly or Blade Runner in mind at all?
Oh.
And I think there was a bit of like a Blade Runner, or the sense of science fiction. Oh, I'm out of the shot.
Which version?
Science fiction as it kind of stands, with the cyberpunk as being a very dominant kind of flavor of the genre. And so we were, in part because the spine is fits so well into that world, we were trying to have our cake and eat it too. Have that cyberpunk influence, right? With the junkyard, with the darkness, with the dirtiness. But then try and find another side to this. So an original pitch was like, it was going to be this very technical, latexy thing, but in nature, like in the forest, having that contrast. And we ended up going with this kind of literal split between the kind of light space of pseudo nature, and then this like very dark, grimy, junky space. So I think that all of those, especially that like kind of cyberpunky influence, is in there. Yeah.
And I mean, there's also the question of like, where is the separation between a cyborg, a human, and a machine? How do we know that we're not all cyborgs already?
Mhm.
Or where's the separation between human, animal, and machine? And I think that's, you know, a thread that runs through a lot of sci-fi and Blade Runner as well.
And in the live versions of this, there's even some text, right? That's like
Yeah.
speaks more to the very porous border of cyborgness that in these fictions is made more literal and more concrete. But yeah, I mean, who can live without their phone these days?
For example.
Oh, just add that the real like Blade Runner reference we wanted to make was a city in the background at that very end, the last shot. We were hoping we get the city, red lights going, just visually Blade Runner, very Blade Runner, but didn't get it. Hey, Mr. Byrne.
Are there more questions?
No more questions, but
Oh, something happened?
just the blue.
Oh.
Our screen, our thing going to sleep. Sorry if I butcher your name. Larkin Shurig asks, how much control do you have of the LEDs on the spine?
Ooh,
Are there
Bobby,
other
you are
costumes,
asking more questions. I love this rotation.
props that you consider using
Bob is here.
for the work? Thank you for the lovely question. We have here the maestro, Professor Bob.
There we go.
There you are.
I guess we're good. We're good here. Okay.
Who is the mad genius behind the spine?
Actually, I'm more of the funder. My research assistant is the mad genius. Yeah. The spine's had an interesting history. When Emmeline and I first started working on it, that was for an oboe piece with the spine. It was a test piece that was commissioned by another performance group. And my research assistant and I were working on the lighting, and he designed a new set of boards, an ESP32 based board that uses vape batteries, so it's got enough power. It can handle 19 sensor inputs and put out 2 channels of lighting control. So, coming back to your question, we can have, my specialty actually is dealing with on-body sensors for dancers and musicians, and we can have 19 different sensors that would control the lighting. And having 2 separate streams of lighting data, we can control up to 300 LEDs. This is off an ESP32 board, if you're familiar with those. For this particular setup, we pre-programmed everything because things kept changing and it wasn't going to be we wouldn't be comfortable with having to do some of this live. We're able to control it live in performance by pre-programming it and then following through the score and triggering different things. But it is certainly possible in another iteration for Emmelena or whoever is wearing this costume, but Emmelena's not going to let anybody else wear this costume. Okay, fine. For Emmelena to be able to touch any of 19 sensors on her and control the lighting patterns and the triggering of the lighting that goes on. So that's it essentially. It's a wireless setup with, as I say, with vape batteries through a Wi-Fi connection, and we can do a local Wi-Fi just hanging off the side of the computer if we need to. And then we can control things on the fly, or we can pre-program those things in. Not sure if that answers the question. This is real nerd talk. I mean, yeah.
But you can make them do any color, any kind of pattern. So all of those different things that we saw in there were...
Those are all pre-programmed, and that's courtesy of Daniel Tsui, who's an amazing programmer. This is what you do with 2 degrees in music and 1 degree in computer science. You go and do amazing things like this.
It does take an enormous amount of work to reprogram it. The way things are set up now, there's particular patterns that we can lock into, and then we can change the color of the way those patterns work. But yeah, we can reprogram that. So if you're interested in commissioning Emelena to do something new, or commissioning the group, yeah, the lighting can be changed.
Mm-hmm. So consider every flash an artistic choice.
It's very much an artistic choice. Yeah.
Well, maybe since we've got so much of the team here, and we have a mascot, we will just go around, and people, if they're comfortable, can give a wave and say hello and a thanks for joining us. And if there are any other questions, we'll take them, but consider this to be our farewell for the evening.
And maybe also to say, if anyone has, I don't know where the camera is, this is so confusing. If questions come up later on, we're all pretty easy to find on the internet. Send us an email, send us a message. There's a lot to say about this work, and I know might be something to sit with for a little bit too. We're used to seeing the cyborg, but not everyone else is.
So I'm Daniel, director and editor, and kind of part of the three-headed brain that came up with the concept here. That's Lukash.
I'm Lukash. I shot it with the camera.
Yeah.
You did well.
Oh, one of those lines.
Going well.
So understood.
We met. You met Bob just now. We're going around in a circle. So.
My name is Phil Garkey. I compose the music for the project, and thank you for tuning in. And you can find us all on the internet, and hire us for another Ecdysis show.
Yes.
Yeah.
More cyborgs for the people.
And we have more people hiding behind the camera, and they're all waving and smiling and saying hello, and excited for you to join us. All right. I think that's it for us.
You're so good at this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Have a lovely
you.
night wherever you are.